Greetings! Welcome to Assignment 1, Chapter 1, How to Type Up My Lab and Homework in an R-Markdown File. So you've obviously gotten through Lab 0 and the video for Lab 0, and now you're at the point where you need to type up the 3 on your own problems. So the advice was to go ahead and open up a template, Assignment 1 template, and type them up in there. So this video is to show you how to do that and then how to actually type up your homework also. So if you've not yet done so, go ahead and click on the Assignment 1 template link. Since I'm working in Firefox, it's going to go ahead and default to open it in RStudio. If you're working in Safari or some other browser, you may have to navigate to your Downloads folder and open it from there. Now get greeted with an R-Markdown file. Now, before we go any further, we want to save this file. We don't want to do anything else until we get it actually saved in the proper place, because this is now currently in our Downloads folder, and we want to put this into our files. So I'm going to go over into File, and I'm going to do a Save As. I'm going to go ahead and save this as Assignment 1. I'm going to navigate to Documents. I'm going to navigate to R Files. I'm going to create a new folder if I have not yet done so for Assignment 1. Since I've already got an Assignment 1 folder, I'll call it 1A. You can call it whatever you want, actually, just as long as you know where it's at. And then go ahead and save that assignment. Okay, do not pass go, do not collect $200 until you've saved the file. Okay, once you've done that, come in here under Author and put your name in. Don't leave it just your name there. Be sure and put your full name in. Put in the current date. Let's say it's 1/18/17. And now we're good to go. That's pretty much all the stuff we need to do in the header material. So if we scroll down, we'll see some information about Lab 0 here. We'll go ahead and give ourselves a little more room here, get this stuff out of our way. First off, these delimiters. These are what are referred to as an R chunk. It's a piece in the R-Markdown file that includes executable R code. And so notice there's an opening delimiter with the tick marks and a closing delimiter with the tick marks. Now you don't have to actually learn how to type those in yourself, because luckily for us there's a button up here to insert them for you. See where it says Insert here. If you click on Insert, and we see the first option is to insert R code, and notice it puts the delimiters in there for us. Now I've gone ahead and done that for you on the first on your own problems, but in the future you're going to need to be able to do that so you know where to go to put in R code. So this material that I put in at the start here opens up the CDC data one more time in case you've closed it, and then creates the BMI vector for you from the lab. So those things may have already been corrected, but if you've closed down R before you got to this point, they may have all gone away. So that's going to make sure that when you execute this file, they're there and ready to go. Okay, so the first question from the on your own was that you need to make a scatter plot of weight versus BMI. I've gone ahead and actually done that one for you as an example. Be sure and read through the code and make sure it makes sense. Make sure everything in this line that I've typed in here makes sense to you. Some new things that you may not have seen are the X lab and Y lab. Those are to put labels on the X axis and the Y axis respectively, and then main gives your graph a title. All graphs should be independent, standalone, which means that information should be included on your graph. So don't leave your axes unlabeled, and giving your graph a title is always a really good thing. So read through that and make sure it makes sense. Then in problem 2 and 3, I'd let you to your own devices to do a side-by-side box plot, and then how to do the standard deviations. If you have any trouble with any of those problems, do not be shy about posting questions to the discussion forum, and I will get to them as quickly as possible. Or if you do understand them, earn some extra credit points, help your friends out in the class, and you answer what to do with those, okay? All right, once you've finished the lab, now you got to get down and you got to do the textbook problems. So on most of these templates, you'll see that I've usually included an example problem to kind of get you fired up as to what's going on. So in here I've included exercise 1.1 even though it wasn't assigned, and then come down, and then here we have space to type up exercise 1.2. This is a very sparse write-up. You'll need to have the textbook in front of you to actually answer the question A, B, and C for 1.2, but you'll see that at times I give you the full question and a little more verbiage from the textbook actually written up in the template. Okay, now once we've finished typing in all of our answers, we need to knit this so we can submit the HTML file. So as with our sample file that we did back early on, we're going to click on knit. And if all goes well, we will have a beautiful HTML file that's all been created for us. Okay, now the nice thing is that it saved that HTML file into our assignment 1 folder, which is going to make it a lot easier for the next step is we need to be able to submit this for grading. Okay, so we'll go back over into Canvas, remind ourselves how we actually submitted an assignment here. We're going to click on Submit Assignment. We're going to go down to Browse to go find it. In my case, go to Documents, go to R Files, go to Assignment 1, and you'll see I have two files in the folder, an HTML file and an RMD file. If you're getting close up against the due date and you've got a lot of work in it and for whatever reason it's not knitting, submit the RMD file for me with a note saying, hey, I couldn't get it to work, can you help me out with this? And I'll be happy to help you with the debugging, okay? All right, but in this case, we know it knitted just fine. We got an HTML file, so we're going to submit that. Come up here and say a new comment, best assignment ever, and then we will go ahead and submit the assignment. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully that those template files are going to be helpful for you. If you have any concerns or questions, of course, please feel free to message me and let me know that, or post those up in the discussion forum. So hopefully your peers might be able to answer your question maybe even better than I can.